Okay, so today we are going to do Josh David Hawley, or however he says his name. Okay, and he's a rising Aquarius. He's a senator from Missouri. His star type is a teacher, which I find that rather disturbing, as that is my star type. His name is Joshua David Hawley, Hawley. He was born December 31st, 1979. He's age 41, born in Springdale, Arkansas, and I'm using a birth time of 12 noon. And I have a quote from him. So, and essentially, I'm just going to say kind of a psychological truth. When a person speaks, listen carefully, because they're really not telling you about you. They're telling you about themselves. And this is a quote from Josh Hawley. They don't want unity, this quote, they want control, unquote. So I would say that what Josh Hawley is looking for is he's not wanting unity and he is wanting control. I realize that this is kind of a mind bender, but when a person speaks, listen carefully to what they are saying. They are talking to you and they're telling you what they think. And that's important to distinguish. Okay, he's a Yale law graduate. He graduated in 2006. He worked for Justice Roberts, our current Supreme Court Justice, which I find that mildly disturbing. I just do. He has 3 children. He's been very against the Affordable Care Act, so he's one of the legal architects that says that we shouldn't be able to have medical care in a time of a pandemic. So that is a little bit of a problem. Okay, and Hollywood Cruz objected to the ceremonial reading of the certified electoral votes that this is already certified, this has already been determined, and all it is now is a ceremony that the House and the Senate does. They read them, and it is being largely questioned among legal scholars at this time, is whether or not Josh Hawley is morally responsible for the riots on the 6th of January, the Capitol riots. On the day the electoral votes were tallied, Hawley raised his fist in solidarity to Trump, who clearly lost the election. Okay, so, Josh Hawley has some he's definitely got some things, that's just right where I'm going to stop, and I'm just going to go right on into his aspects. He has moon opposition Mercury. His thoughts or his ideas may not be supported. Our Mercury is kind of how we learn, or do we learn, okay? His moon square Mars, I can speak. He's harsh, he's forceful in groups, he tears through the social fabric, and he isn't cooperative. He doesn't really care to be cooperative. Sun square Jupiter, his career path, it's at the expense of his home and family. Sun square Saturn, he has difficulty emotionally, and he tends to flare up in personal situations. So, in other words, I wouldn't want to be home alone with him and him mad at me. I would find him to maybe not be a very nice human. So, and when a person's behind closed doors, who knows? But he definitely has potential. Now, just because you have potential doesn't make it so. And this is for entertainment purposes only, and obviously I'm not finding his chart to be all that pretty. So we all have things in our charts that stand out that need work. So we all have things we need to integrate, and obviously these are some of his. He has moon opposed Neptune, attempts to project that he has it all, and a lot of us do. We want our lives to look perfect. Now, he has something else that I find interesting and worthy of note, is that he has a grand trine, and so he has a natural psychological ability. And That means that he's got quite a bit of angles that work, and in the psychological sense, he's able to maneuver in that way. So he has moon opposition midheaven. He flees crowds. He doesn't care for crowds, okay? He has Mercury square Saturn. He's a little uncomfortable with his thoughts or his ideas. Even he might think he's a little out there, that's interesting. And that might be in his chart so that he has a way to maybe pull himself back. He has Mercury conjunct Neptune. It's a gift of gab. His words enchant and transport the listeners. He's kind of a storyteller. He knows how to tell a story. He has Mars conjunct Jupiter. He has lots of energy and drive and is all about moves. And he likes political moves. Those are his area of gift. And so this is a guy, honestly, more so than most needs to be. I think we need to get rid of him. He's dangerous. Mars square Neptune hates a lack of clarity, which he has by his nature. He has a lot of emotional tension. Mars square midheaven, he's competitive, he's pushy. He likes to be in a group, to be a part of the crowd. And the group kind of helps hide his agenda. If it's a group screaming and hollering, he kind of hides in the crowd. But the gist of it is he's largely behind it. He's kind of a mastermind. Now I'm finding this is to be kind of a gem out of it, because even Ted Cruz on his natal chart did not have this level of organization that Josh Hawley has. He's dangerous. Okay, he has Jupiter square midheaven. Social is his political career. So playing the social game, using his Twitter, using his Facebook, using his social access is his game. So, again, I do say, be careful. This guy's dangerous. Okay, Saturn square Neptune, no time for that is not practical. And he tries to, he will remake and till he feels it's ideal. And, that's just maybe not even really a worthy goal. I don't know. But again, here we go. We've got, now he doesn't have the Uranus, conjunct sun or moon, like a lot of these people that I've been reading have, but he's got that mastermind. He's brilliant and he's dangerous. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and put up his chart. Well, actually, I'm going to spread out the cards and then put up his chart. So I will go ahead and do the cards next. Okay, I am going to use Thoth Millennial Deck for Josh Hawley, because that guy is fire and I'm fire. So let's just go ahead and select the cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so there is 12 cards, and we're using Thoth Millennial today to look at Josh Hawley. All right, and now I will switch my camera one more time to get you the chart. Okay, so the foundation of the reading is the Empress. Let's see if that, oh yeah, that looks a lot better. I took the camera off, changed the lighting a little bit. I keep saying this, and I mean it, is the videography is just something to behold that people do. It is not as easy as it seems. Okay, so as it starts out, we are doing Josh Hawley, and of course it shows that it's pregnant with possibilities of something new, the Empress. Well, yeah, I think the guy is, something to behold. He has 7 points in fire, as do I. And I find myself, wow, he's not at all like me. I'm using Vedic equal sidereal, okay, 7 points in fire, 4 earth, 1 air, and 2 water. So he's very low on air. He needs cardinal. And he has 4 fixed and 4 mutable, 2 cardinal. Cardinal is the way his energy is projected. Would be that it's more controlled. Mutable is kind of, he throws his energy wherever he throws it, and it lands wherever it lands. And so he's really heavy on the mutable side. So we can expect him to be a little on the uncontrollable side in some ways, okay? In his first house, he's unemotional, he's cold. It is in my brain is just like, it's in Capricorn, okay? He's got Venus in Capricorn in the house of soul, and he gets the 4 of Cups. His relationships are going to be, that's his challenge, I think, in life, is that he is somebody that he tends to maybe be a little on the temperamental side. He tends to act and first think later, okay? So in the second house, his of objects, okay, ruled by Venus. He's impartial and global. That is in Pisces. He gets the 4 of Wands. That he is going to be actionable. He is going to be very bullish. He is gonna say how he sees it. He's gonna keep it the way he sees it, and there's not a lot of compromise in the guy. The guy doesn't feel any kind of need to compromise at all. So this is in the second house. In the third house of information, he is highly psychological. It is in Aries. It is ruled by Mercury, okay, and he gets the Prince of Swords. He's got ideas, and he is going to use them. And I'm going to put this on pause real quick and let my dog out. Okay, we shall continue. We were on the third house of information, and he is psychological in nature. It is in Aries, ruled by Mercury, and he gets lust. He is on a trip for power, that, and that's going to relate back up to that Leonian energy that he has, or his sun, in Sagittarius, that he thinks he's riding in and telling us how it is going to be, and we're all going to just be delighted, and I'm not sure, and that comes in as the lust card. So, in the fourth house, he's attention seeking, in his house of roots, ruled by the moon. It is in Taurus, and he gets the Princess of Pentacles, okay? For him, this whole gig is about money, okay? How he does drama, and his impulse and attention getting. He's very expressive, okay? And he's also very explosive, he has moon in Taurus in the 5th house of drama, ruled by sun, and the sun and the moon are in the same house. Of course, the sun is disposed, and the moon comes in, and it's how he listens in Taurus, okay? Make room for all of that crazy chaos, and that's Josh Hawley, okay? And I actually have my moon also in the 5th house, and I find myself sometimes really being overexposed in crowds. And so what I would think is that for him, that he's not exactly comfortable in crowds. And I'm going to have to pause this again and put my dog back out, because she has figured out I'm doing a video, and she's very clever. She's very clever indeed. All right, folks, you have it. Caught me here. My dog controls me. That is a fact. I think it's kind of funny, but whatever. Okay, so we've gone, let's see, we've gone 1, 2, 3, where are we? I think I have lost, yeah, okay, so we're on the 5th house of his drama, okay, and he's got the 3 of Cups. He is kind of all about this attention-seeking, information-gaining, because he's kind of, it's straddling, it's just right on the edge. It's in Taurus, but it's just right on the edge of communication. So, he could be kind of explosive, okay? In the house of career, health, connections, and communication, that is in Gemini now. He gets the Seven of Pentacles. He's put in a lot of hard work in his career to do exactly what he's doing right now, which is to take over the government as we know it. And I can tell you by looking at Josh Hawley's chart, he's kind of quiet. You don't see him coming in some ways. He blends. And he's worked hard for it, okay? In his house of partnerships, he's aggressive in that sense. He has Jupiter in Leo. He's saying, I am all about expansion, and that is conjunct Mars in the 8th house. He also has his North Node in Leo, okay? It causes him to be aggressive, and he gets the Ace of Pentacles. He's attempting to bring us, the people, something new. He's saying, well, I'm not, and person after person that I've read their charts, this just comes up, that they think that they have the goods to come in and say, well, I have decided that democracy doesn't work, and I think we're going to make some changes to democracy. Now, I think it's symptomatic of the fact that we probably do need to make some changes. I mean, there's just way too many people coming into the frame with this energy of wanting to upend the government. So, something's going to happen eventually, okay? And then we get in the 8th house of sex, death, and rock and roll. He's demanding, and he is not content. He wants change, okay? And that's that Mars-Jupiter conjunction in Leo. He wants things to change, okay? Then he has his limitations in Virgo, okay? Which go back to his career and his health. In the 8th house, ruled by Pluto, okay? And what does he get? He gets the Hierophant, the government, okay? Or, if you will, a 5, okay? And the government's going to come for him because, well, basically the guy has broken the law. You can't decide on your own, or even in a group situation, which I'm sure that this was a group decision, that you're going to upend your government. It just isn't going to happen. I mean, it's just not how it works. And so here we are. Josh Hawley's in just a bit of trouble right now, and probably rightfully so. Okay, in his 9th house, ruled by Jupiter, okay, he has Pluto in Libra. And this is then the house of 4. And he is a truth seeker. He needs inner change and growth, okay, as a person. And he gets the Queen of Cups. Yes, he's holding in information that he basically doesn't want us to know what he's doing. And as I go into the 10th house, that story kind of merges in, because he's got Uranus in Scorpio, okay? He's got secrets. He's someone who has a lot of secrets, and he has secrets in partnerships, and so I think that his behavior is largely, he's owned, and what's unfortunate is we have a lot of people in our house of government that are owned at this time, and he's kind of an original guy. He was looking to bring in what he thought was action or actionable. He wanted to bring change to the government, and for someone who has secrets, he's being charged, he's being managed, and that's Uranus in Scorpio, Mr. Taboo. Okay, he's got some things that he likes to keep secret, and there are some reasons to be concerned that he is he's owned by somebody. Okay, and then in the 11th house, he has Neptune in Sagittarius, he has Mercury in Sag, and he has Sun in Sagittarius. He's out front, he's dreamy in the house of groups, ruled by Uranus. Okay, he's the group leader. He is the guy that we need to be looking at for who may be the architect behind the entire 6th of January insurrection attempt. He gets the 2 of Wands. Yes, he was involved up to his eyeballs in the building and architecture of that group. of this. So I would say that probably he's somebody who's up to their eyeballs in some of these hate groups. I don't know that for a fact. Obviously, I have never talked to Josh Hawley, but some of this energy he fervently believes. I mean, he believes it religiously, and really. In terms of occult or cult groups right now, that would be your Proud Boys, your KKK, and I don't know what all, because I don't participate in that kind of energy. So, okay, and in the unseen, he's into sacrifice himself. Okay, he's cold, and that's in Capricorn. He gets the Five of Swords. His thoughts. He wants to slice through things. He wants to cut people down. He wants to make the government what he wants it to be. And well, quite frankly, he doesn't have that right, and this is someone who's got, who has ancient knowledge from what I can see. I mean, to be so gifted, to be so educated and talented, and to be so poor-minded is something I just really am having a difficult time, with understanding. And that his south node would be in the first house in Aquarius. So almost he came in, he left fighting for his soul, and he's coming in fighting for his soul, and he gets the High Priestess. That it's all recorded. Okay, that the grid has the 411 on him. Okay. And he's going to be seeking out a different kind of relationship as things move forward. Because, well, quite frankly, he's come in and he's tried to burn us with his fire. So he is going to be looking at some new things. And, I think that the guy might have to take a little trip and take some time and think about why, he's in this situation. So, with that, I do thank you very much for joining me here today. I would ask that you please hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and join myself and my lovely co-reader, Pearl Rowland, over on www.twiggy.com. And do check us out. We have reports, and we do tarot readings. We do astrology readings, of course. And we have kind of got something for everybody. We have numerology, so just go take a look around. If you have any questions and you have something you'd like for us to read on, or myself to read on, please do let us know. And we are getting ready to do Edward Casey. We are just kind of finalizing our outline on that, and our next one that's going to be coming is Pluto. We have been working on Pluto for a little bit to figure out what we want to say about him. But anyway, I do thank you very much for joining me here today.